Hey everyone, can you hear me now? I think it should be working now. I think it should be working. Hello? Yeah, I think it should be working. At least I see the sound on my end. Okay, cool. I'm really sorry for that. So basically, this week I had to install here in the Pain Cave a new sort of USB hub. So in order to connect all the different devices, accessories to my computer. And to be honest, I did not check that the webcam was working, that the microphone was working. So I struggled with the webcam prior to going live, and I was pretty sure something would go wrong with the webcam. So really sorry for that, but I'm super happy to see you all here. Hey Frankie, hey Andy, Anna is here, Robin, IP as well, Mary is here. That's so cool. Life Force is here. I'm super happy to have you all with me today. We have tons of exciting things to discuss. We have the Chicago Marathon results. We can kick off with that in a few minutes. The marathon just ended half an hour ago with the elite men, elite female athletes. So we have the times and the shoes to discuss, the podium shoes. Then I will take any questions you may have about carbon plated shoes from Q3, the video that published yesterday, but also if you have questions about Q1 or Q2 shoes, I'm very happy to answer that as well. But first of all, let me know, how was your run or any workout you did today? Did you go beyond your limits this weekend in your training, in your racing? I'm super curious to hear. Let me know in the chat. Very quickly, I did an 18K run, 8K warm-up in the Hoka Mach 4, resurrecting the Mach 4. I think it's been like maybe 2 months I haven't run in them. So I took them out of the box and I decided, okay, warm-up today is in the Hoka Mach 4, and then 10K tempo in the adidas Adizero Adios Pro 2. It was quite interesting. So that was my training today. Let me know in the chat, what did you do? What was your training? I'm super curious to hear. Life Force is asking in the chat, which are your fastest shoes for 5K? So my fastest 5K, I did it in the VaporFly V1 back in 2019. I haven't tried running a fast 5K since then. So maybe today I would pick something else. I would maybe lean towards the Metaspeed Sky. I think it could be a very fast 5K shoe for me. When I'm using it for, 800 meters reps, 1K reps, the Metaspeed Sky feels very, very energetic, very, very explosive, almost too aggressive for anything above, I would say, 5K, 10K races. At the beginning, when I got the shoe, I thought, okay, this is a half marathon shoe for me, perfect type of, combination with my stride. But I think it's 5K, 10K type of shoe, and I'm super curious. I know Life Force is here in the chat, and he asked this yesterday in the comments of Q3 Carbon Data Time. Metaspeed Edge could also be a great option for 5K, 10K racing, but it's impossible to get my hands on a pair at the moment. So, but my fastest 5K, to answer your question, Life Force, was in the Vaporfly V1. Okay, I'm reading your comments. Frankie saying progressive run today from easy to 10K pace, around 340 per kilometer. 10K race of the year in 1 week. Wow. So 340, you're shooting for something like 36:30 or sub 36. Frankie, let us know. Robin, 32K long run, 2 weeks out of your marathon, I guess, Robin. And last 5K at marathon pace, just to build some confidence. How did it go? Did you build the confidence during the last 5K at marathon pace? Andy is saying very tough workout today, 5K in 17:43. That's a quick one, and then 3 times 1 mile at 5:25. So that's something like 3:20 pace, 3:15 pace. No, maybe a bit slower, 3:30. And then 5K again at 18:43. And then, oh, sorry, that was yesterday's workout. I thought in the morning you ran 30K and then in the afternoon you did this. Quite crazy. But no, this was yesterday, and today 30K in the morning. All right. Life Force is asking, have you tried the Primex in intervals? Not in intervals, no. I did some tempo intervals, tempo plus intervals, half marathon type of pace, 3:30, 3:35 in the Primex. And yes, it's a good shoe as long as you're running long straight segments like I do here on the canal, where I'm just, running straight and no cornering, nothing like that. So for that, yes, it does work very, very well. Good to hear, Robin. So Robin felt pretty good during the 5K at marathon pace. That's fantastic. I think, Robin, you're shooting for sub 2:45. So good luck with the taper now, I guess. All right, Chicago marathon results and shoes. Let's check that together. Here we go. I hope you can see them on your screen. I guess you don't. I'm sort of unorganized today. This is not looking great. You should see everything on the... Oh, there you go. There you have them. So this was quite interesting. I didn't watch the whole race, but I watched the men's side for the last 10K, I think. And so the winner, I think, is named Tula, his family name. He won in 2:04:20, if I remember well. And then there was a big fight between Galen Rupp, the US runner, and a Kenyan runner. So the winner is from Ethiopia, and they all ran in 2:04. So it was 2:04:20, 2:04:35, and then 2:04:50 for the Kenyan runner. And all of the men podium was in that Volt colorway of the VaporFly Next Percent 2. So Nike, scoring some big points here in the standings of the major marathons podiums in terms of shoes. Of course, the athletes are way more important than the shoes, but it's quite funny to see which shoes they ran in and how it went. And very interestingly, because this is the first time we have the Medispeed Sky in major marathons podiums, we had so the winner was Ruth Chepengedish, and she ran. I think she went out way too fast. She was like on a 2:12 pace. I think she dropped her male pacer, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. She ended up having some troubles after the half marathon. She probably went out too fast. She couldn't even, she wasn't able to grab her nutrition, her bottles on the special needs tables. So she just went out way too hard. But she ended up running a 2:22, I think. And then we had two US runners. I thought Sarah Hall would be the second. She ended up third in that original colorway of the Medispeed Sky, as you can see on your screens. And the second runner, I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name, although I could check very quickly here. Emma Bates. Emma Bates in 2:24:20, and then Sarah Hall in 2:27:19. I know Sarah Hall was shooting for that American record, but same here, on a tough day, I think she managed still to she was fourth, about 28K in the marathon, and she managed to come back to third place. So first time the ASICS Medispeed Sky is on the podium in the major marathons. Tomorrow is Boston, so we'll have another another race and new shoes to add to the standings, and we'll see after New York in November how it looks. I think Nike will have the lead and the win, but quite curious to see, and I'm quite curious to hear your thoughts on that. Did you watch the race? Quite curious about that. I'm checking the comments. Yes, Andy. Everyone up front was wearing Nike, indeed. Can you confirm the you see? I think you see the podiums. Alain is asking. That's a good question. The podiums only mean that those brands are sponsoring the best athletes. Yes. Essentially, Nike, Adidas, ASICS, they're all sponsoring the best athletes, and that's normal thing to see all of them on the podiums. However, if you remember a couple of years back, all the podiums in the marathons, I'm thinking 2019, but even 2018 was also true. It was the VaporFly Next Percent V1. Before that, we had the 4%. Now we see a bit more, variations in the podiums. We see the Adidas shoes, the ASICS shoes, even the on-running shoes. All the best brands are sponsoring the best athletes, and it's normal to see all of them on the podiums. But I think it's interesting to see that I think Adidas, ASICS, and that's what we're trying to figure in all those videos here on the channel. They're catching up on Nike, and that's also what we can see here in the podiums. But yes, it's a very good comment. I'm gonna close that now. So Andy is saying, and I noticed that, but I didn't know it was private paces, that Sarah Hall had private paces all the way, and Ryan Hall, so Sarah's husband, was sprinting on the pavements, coaching her. Are you saying, Andy, that this was sort of unfair towards the other female athletes that didn't have that private paces and also coach? I think it's a bit unfair, but that's not maybe what you were meaning here. I think I missed a comment. Yes, Atul Garg is asking, which shoe drops are expected in October, November? PEG 39, Glycerin 20. Shoe drops October, November. That's a good question. If you have any on your mind, please ask. PEG 39, I don't think so. I think it's more Q1 2022. Glycerin 20, it's Q1 2022 as well. What I have on my mind right now is, Adidas Takumisen 8, December 1st. I'm super excited about this one, and I'm trying to figure how we can do something special for this shoe on the channel. If we can manage to get a sample, to review it beforehand, before it releases, or something else. I'm trying to figure that, but it's a tough thing. Let me drink a bit. What else will release? Good questions. Yeah, right now I don't have, I have an agenda with sort of the releases, but I don't have it here. But yeah, Adidas Takumisen 8, it is the big release I'm hoping for in December, and then October, November. Now I'm not super. I know there's a big shoe. Oh, that's interesting. There's a very interesting shoe that's being presented next week in Paris during the Paris Marathon Expo. So this one will be quite interesting. I'm not sure I can say more about it, because sometimes the brands prefer to reveal stuff first off to the media and then sort of tease it to the general public, and I just don't want to mess around with the rules and so on, especially as I'm quite new into this, and I just don't want to lose all the confidence I'm trying to build. So but there's a shoe that's very interesting, from a not so, it's a big brand, but it's not like ASICS, Adidas, Nike, and it's being presented next week in Paris, I think. So I'll try to be at the event and get some pictures. Maybe I can already share with you some stuff, but yeah. Indeed, it's legal, or at least it's not illegal, but it gives her a big advantage. That's true, indeed. And IP is saying that on television you could see many women running in the ASICS shoe. Nike Streakfly Q1 2022, I think February 2022. So we have to wait a bit. New Balance, the big New Balance releases will drop in 2022 as well. The shoe that was all over the place the recent days on social media, I think you maybe saw it on my Instagram, was the Super Comp Trainer, and this one will release mid 2022 if things go right, because as you know, many factories shut down in Asia due to COVID, so many production lines were shut and many timelines were postponed. We'll see, but this one will be quite interesting. Hi Aziz. Aziz is saying that he's waiting for the Prime X full review. I think I will do something like one video where I will give some, more thoughts about many shoes, including the Prime X. I don't have time, to be honest, to do full reviews for all the shoes that I review on the channel, but I can do maybe once a month, once every couple of months, one video where I share more thoughts about shoes after 30, 50, 80k, 100k for some of them. I think that's the best I can do for now with the time I have on my hands. Maybe later on when I have more time, we can do full reviews for all the shoes if you're interested in that. But Aziz, the Prime X may be reviewed in that sort of format with other shoes in one video where I share more thoughts about many shoes. All right, that was Chicago, and I think it was a nice marathon. We can now take any questions you have about Q3 shoes. I have right here the Deviate Elite and the RC Elite V2 in that London colorway. I also have the others not so far from here, so I can grab them if you have questions about them. So yesterday the video that published was Q3 Carbon Data Time. It's that video that publishes once every quarter, and we try because it's difficult to have all the shoes that release during the quarter, the carbon plated shoes. We try to have them and compare them. And at the end of the year, some of you, I think, feel, if I remember well, but some other people as well in the comments yesterday asked for one video at the end of the year where I will compare all the plated shoes that released. Am I gonna do all the shoes? It may be tricky, but I am thinking doing something like a poll where you choose 8 shoes, 10 shoes, 15 shoes, depending on what I think will be the most interesting way of comparing the shoes in one video. And we can do that in December, like a Christmas type of video where we have all the carbon plated shoes released in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 2021, and have like the top 3, top 5 shoes and compare the metrics for all the shoes of the year. I think that will be relevant and interesting. At least I'm excited to do it. But let me know, is that what you're expecting, and what are your thoughts about that? Andy is saying that would be good, mini reviews for a bunch of shoes. I think it makes sense. Having one full review for the shoes, at least one review per shoe, and then sort of grouping mini reviews or trends. Because sometimes you have trends. You certainly have that as well. One shoe that you really like when you get it, and then time passing by, you just use it less and less, or you get some blisters, or that type of stuff. Or in the contrary, you can also have cases where I'm staring at the boxes now because I'm trying to figure some shoes applying to each example, but some shoes that you didn't really like when you first tried them, and you use them, you were like, okay, I'm gonna break them in, maybe it will feel better after 10k, 20k, 100k, whatever the case may be, and after a few months you really love them. So I think trends videos may be relevant. Andy is asking, are the craft shoes worth the money, or are they just too far away from the rest to make them a worthwhile purchase? That's a very good question, Andy. So Tuesday, in 2 days, we'll publish the review of the CTM Race Rebel. And in that review, I share my thoughts about how it is priced compared to the CTM Ultra and which one I would pick. I would pick one of the two, for sure. But, watch the review on Tuesday and you will find out. They're great shoes. I think really interesting to try them and maybe fall in love with them. I was a bit skeptical because, Craft wasn't really into running a few years back, and now they're really entering that game. Those two shoes are great. Now, which one you should get? Answer is at least part of the answer is in Tuesday's review. Robin is asking, when is the Mega Gel review dropping? Robin, I'm sorry. Robin was the guy suggesting that Mega Gel review. It will happen. It's in the making. I have many shots, many footage for that. I started editing it, but you know, I only have so much time, and I'm trying to make more time for the channel, more time for all that part of my life, but it takes time to expand the time I have. Robin, I don't want to promise anything, but maybe next Saturday. If not, the week after, for sure. But October is no question you will have the Mega Gel review. Maybe next Saturday. This is fantastic. Andy is saying Carbon Advent calendar for Christmas, a mini video for each of the 12 days of Christmas. I love that. Andy, you know, you may ask for a copyright on that idea because I may steal it. So I genuinely love the idea. Postner 2 is saying, I've been using the Endorphin Speed for all my speed work. I've never used a carbon plated shoe. Which one would be good for a first timer training for a half marathon and like to do 5K? Okay, first timer, I have two shoes in mind. One is the RC Elite, and the second one is the Craft CTM Race Rebel, or the Craft CTM Carbon, which is still available. The Race Rebel is just, you know, one colorway and a bit lighter shoe compared to the Carbon CTM, the regular Carbon CTM. And then you have the CTM Ultra, which is non-plated. Why those two shoes? Because they're very gentle for people going into carbon plated shoes, not too aggressive. The carbon plate is not too rigid, and I think, you know, you could certainly go directly into VaporFly, Metaspeed, and so on. But for some people transitioning from plated shoes like the Endorphin Speed, but with a nylon plate, very flexible, it's good to take time and go step by step, trying to figure which carbon plated shoe may be a good first one, and then maybe jump into something more rigid, with a bit more bounce, with a bit more explosiveness. So yeah, RC Elite V2 is very gentle on the legs, doesn't have too much pronation, it's not too aggressive. You can go for a half marathon in it, especially when transitioning from the Endorphin Speed. For someone who already has many plated shoes, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as the ultimate half marathon shoe, but it could be a good one. And Frankie is right. If you like the speeds, try the pros. It could be a good little you know, upgrade from the speeds. Schlussstadtlauferin, hey, nice to see you. Would you recommend the RC Elite 2 or the Endorphin Speed for fast workouts and races? For me, not running paces lower than 4 for 30 minutes per kilometer. Good question. I think this is either or, and both are. It's not like one is really standing above the other for the use case scenario here. You could try both. It really comes down to how much stability you like to have and how much width platform you need. The Endorphin Speed has a very narrow platform, and some people may just not be fine with that. Also, if you're heel striking and applying lots of pressure on the medial parts, on the inside of your foot, the power on PB foam of the speeds may collapse, like it was the case for Mary, my girlfriend. If you haven't checked that video, it's available. It released last week, I think. RC Elite is maybe a more secure type of choice. So, you know, it's really either or, and none of them is above the other for that case. Aziz is asking, if you have to pick only one plated shoe, which one would you go for? I think it would still be the VaporFly because of the experience I have in it and because of how it still shines compared to the others. Some other shoes are great for certain specific cases and maybe even better than the VaporFly. And VaporFly V1, V2 irrelevant in that case, but I think VaporFly. But yeah, I think it would be the VaporFly. If you like the speeds, yeah, I read that one. Andy is saying, I had that with the Adidas Pro 1, didn't like them so much when I got them, and now they are Andy's go-to workout shoe after 300 Ks. They change over time for sure, yeah. They change over time, they change with the seasons. For instance, the Hoka Mach 4, I had it in February, I think. It was quite hard because the EVA foam here in the Brussels cold temperatures was hard. And then in the summer, the foam softened a bit. So even throughout the year, some of the foams, especially EVA, so the more traditional foams, may really change, which is also an interesting thing to consider when sometimes a shoe doesn't work for you when you get it. You may think, okay, let's see, maybe, you know, it wasn't working on wet surfaces because it was slippery, so let's try it on dry surfaces when the weather changes, or in different temperatures. That can also work quite well. Robin is asking, any initial thoughts on the TC? Interested in my opinion. I had 2 runs in it this week, and it's a fine shoe. This is really some you know, from the top of my head type of thoughts. It's a bit heavy, I think, and it doesn't have that next level, next generation fuel cell foam. I think it would be a great shoe if TC V2 could have the new fuel cell with that plate. This one is maybe a bit too heavy for what it's supposed to be. But it's a fine shoe, and I'm trying to have maybe a couple more rides before publishing a review. But no, it's a fine shoe, and I think the price point is too expensive for it. Let me know, Robin, what you think. But $200, €200 for the TC, I think is a bit overpriced. I like that question, and Andy. So if you were to build a Franken shoe, so, you know, taking pieces to build that ideal shoe, what would I pick? So I have them here, but I also have the others right here. If I need, I will grab them. I would take, in terms of outsole, I think CTM Race Rebel is a good compromise between excellent traction and not too much weight. Those 2 shoes here, the Deviate Elite and the RC Elite V2, have fine outsoles, but nothing crazy. Well, the Deviate Elite has a good one. It's very grippy, but you cannot really go on some light trails with it. Unlike the CTM is really that, you know, that sort of all-rounder shoe. Like a Range Rover type of car with which you can go on the Autobahn, but also in the countryside and do some, you know, forest driving, whatever. I think the outsole would be from the CTM Race Rebel. Midsole would be the Deviate Elite, no doubt. It's my favorite. The plates, I would take the plates. This is tricky. I would take the plate from the Deviate Elite, I think. It's a bit more flexible than the plate of the RC Elite, but yeah, plate of the Deviate, midsole of the Deviate, but I would add some stack to the Deviate Elite, like just 2 millimeters in the forefoot, 2 millimeters in the heel, making it a bit more in the realm of the RC Elite. And yeah, upper, I would go for the upper of maybe the RC Elite. But if not the RC Elite, the CTM, which has a bit more volume, it's a very flexible upper, and especially when your feet are a bit swollen, for instance, it can work really well, and the breathability is next level. Laces, I would pick everything but the Speed Freak or CTM laces, which are not crazy good. I hope that answers the Franken shoe, Andy. La Pizza des Familles is asking Strixfly or Takumisen. So this is really a tentative answer because none of them really. So the Takumisen 7 is the last version available, but I haven't tried them. I could maybe try it. Or Strixfly. Strixfly is the unknown. What we know though, since last week, and thanks to Quan Walker who was in the chat, it's not plated. Many people thought it was plated, and then the rumors went, it's not plated. And last week, Quan, and I think he knows the stuff quite well, confirmed that it's not plated. Or Takumisen. I would answer Takumisen 8 because I'm really excited about the shoe. I love the ride of the Zero line, and I think Takumisen could be a fantastic shoe. But yeah, we have to figure this. And Takumisen releases again in December, Strixfly in February 2022. So we need to wait until February to have a proper battle, but we'll have that for sure. Speaking of which, Adidas Nike battle, we also have the spikes, the spike battle that will arrive soon. No pressure on the timeline because there are many reviews, many projects ongoing right now. I may actually bump to 3 videos per week. This is something I'm considering more and more. I'm doing 2 right now, Tuesday and Saturday, because it works well with my schedule. I may do a 3rd one, I don't know, starting in November, December, because I just have too much going on. And I would love to be able to stay on top of all the projects and not let them get delayed because you're maybe waiting for some of them in particular, like the Mega Gel review for Robin and for all of you. So Andy is asking, the Strixfly is like a pec turbo on steroids. Yes, and lower stack. And I expect the shoe to be quite flexible and really designed for fast intervals and maybe 5K only. 10K possibly, but 5K and very fast intervals on the track because it's a track legal shoe below 25 millimeters in the heel. So it's even more than a pec turbo on steroids. It's a pec turbo on steroids designed for very fast and very short stuff. That's how I see it, but I haven't tried it. I haven't seen it. What's the price point of the Strixfly? 150 if no plate? Yes, I think 150 could be 150, 160. Takumisen 8 with those energy roads will be 180 euros and dollars. So 150, 160 for the Strixfly would be the limit, I think. Have you seen the study comparing the efficiencies of carbon shoes? Yes, which one, Leon? Because there are many. Are you referring to the very last one, the one that released, I think, October 4th or October 1st? I don't know. This one was really interesting. Are you referring to this one? If yes, I can give you my thoughts on it. If you're referring to previous studies, let me know which one. I don't know all of them by heart, but I'm reading most of them. Any running in the Adidas 40? No, I haven't tried it this week. And I think I will try it maybe tomorrow. But no committing on this one. It will be reviewed for sure, but I have some more pressing projects to finalize. IP is saying training shoe problems. I got the ASICS Glide Ride 2, got them for slow long runs. I find them impossible to run slow. They feel heavy and clunky, but going fast they're excellent. And slow run had to run fast, 6K threshold, HR went through the roof. Why is the Extreme Rocker doing this? Well, this is interesting because some shoes are indeed have that geometry that for some of us make us go faster than intended. Just don't use it for slow runs. Otherwise, that you will go too fast, and slow runs need to be very slow. I always say that. I'm always saying that to my coached athletes. Slow has to be very slow. So Glide Ride may be a case of a shoe for you that just takes you too fast. So indeed, the most recent study, says Leon. Let me drink because this will be some big sort of news. And then we have one shoe to unbox actually. I have one box. I kind of know what's inside because only 2 options. So it's either or, and I know the 2 options, but of course you don't know what's in the box, and we'll unbox it. Let me know when we should do that. Either now and then take some more questions or at the very end. I have some issues with my pronunciation today. Maybe I'm speaking too fast or I'm tired, who knows. So the most recent studies on carbon plated shoes, it's very interesting because it's a very serious and solid study, unlike some others, to be honest. And it showed that indeed the AlphaFly, the VaporFly and the Metaspeed Sky came on top in terms of running efficiency. And that was measured in this case, I think both VO2 max and maybe lactate in this one. VO2 max for sure. And the 3 shoes, AlphaFly, VaporFly and Metaspeed Sky were the 3 best shoes. But now, very important to make a big caveat to that study. The runners in it were all, I think, sub 16 minutes for the 5K. So we're already talking some very fast people, right? It's not everyone out there running sub 16 minutes for the 5K. They already have a very good running economy. They already have a very good physiological system. So that's one big caveat. And the second big caveat for me is that all the shoes that could have contended against these three were not tested. Like the Prime X, for instance. I know it's illegal, but it would be very interesting to see the effect of a higher stack on running economy. Metaspeed Edge was not tested, so RC Elite V2 I think was not tested. So many shoes, or maybe RC Elite V2 wasn't it. I don't remember, but some caveats to have about that study. It's still a very good one, very serious one, and you can go read it. If I remember, I would try to put it in the link of this video, if I can, or in the description, sorry, of this video, if you can, if you want to check it afterwards, after it publishes, after the live stream. But yes, it's an interesting study. Thoughts on the Zoomfly 4? No, I haven't tried it, and I wasn't a big fan of the Zoomfly 3, so I think I will just skip on these. The Zoomfly 3 were too firm for me, and yeah, I wasn't a big fan. Marcus is asking, do you think the Puma Elites have enough cushion for marathon for mid-pack runners? No. Sorry. To be honest, no. I think they have a limit at half marathon. You can take them for a marathon, but they have more ground contact feel than the other shoes, and my legs would be tired with them for a full marathon. Okay, so they had the RC Elite V1 in the study. Okay, thanks a lot. Interesting. Do you agree with the caveats I mentioned? Maybe you don't agree with them, Leon, so let me know. Andy is asking, will you be trying any of the mad looking Chinese shoes, X-Stride running posts on Instagram? I have in mind a couple. So to be very honest with you, X-Step, the brand that has the 160X 2.0 and 300X Pro, I think. I'm not very familiar with the models. They reached out saying they will send a sample. But it hasn't arrived yet. I think they're running out of shoes. They also have production issues. So X-Step, I think we will have it on the channel. All the brands are tricky to get because they only sell on Alibaba. Alibaba you can get in Europe, but Taobao is tricky. So some of them are interesting, to be honest, and I would love to test them. But right now, other than X-Step, I don't have orders at least ordered or that I know about that will be sent. Are you going to test the Endorphin Pro Plus? No, I'm not. I haven't bought it. It hasn't been sent to me. And quite funny, Saucony decided to remove them from sale, both on Saucony website and at the dealers. So most of them played the game, I think, and I cannot find it anywhere. Not that I wanted to buy it, but I was just checking to make sure that all the dealers were complying with the rule, because I think it's a silly rule to ask people to remove a shoe from sale just because you want to build some hype around the product, but whatever. Yeah. So no, I'm not going to try it. Nugraha, sorry for the mispronunciation. Any thoughts about carbon-plated trail running shoes like Adidas Terex Gravik Ultra, North Face Vective, etc.? So North Face Vective was mentioned to me by a good friend yesterday. He has it and he enjoys it. So I have it more on my radar. It's not like I'm gonna purchase it tomorrow, but who knows? If he keeps on telling me it's a good one, maybe I'm gonna pull the trigger. Other trail running shoes, of course, the Salomon prototype, the one that François Daen was wearing at UTMB. I would love to try it next year, but we have to wait for that. Andy Wright, cool. Looking for that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, because sometimes the name pop in the chat and I'm looking at it. Of course, Andy asking the question about Chinese shoes and answering right now. And Leon, I do agree. Endorphin Pro Plus, not sure they're worth it. Yeah. Salomon Pulsar, yes, I have it right here. Actually, it's in the box that's close to me. It's right here. Salomon Pulsar, La Pizza di Famille. I love this shoe. It's a great shoe. There's a review that was published end of August when I was in Chamonix. I think it was like, you can check. It's not that far back, so you will find it. It's called S-Lab Pulsar Review, and it's a fantastic shoe. I do recommend it very, very highly, and I like it a lot. It's a hybrid shoe. I'm even using it here in Brussels on, going to the park and running in the park. You don't have to get onto some very technical trails to make the best out of this shoe. It's just a bit too pricey for me. 180 euros is a bit too much, but the upper is fantastic, and overall it's a great ride. I'm gonna put it back here and drink a little bit. And yes, you can win the Pikes Peak Marathon with the S-Lab Pulsar. Indeed, Alain, indeed. I missed something. Would the Deviate Elite be good for 5K, 10K shoe or track shoe? Yes, it would. I think it would be a fantastic shoe for 5K, 10K. It's very hard to explain because the foam is actually quite soft, and it's a bit counterintuitive to run a fast 5K, 10K on the track even with a softer shoe. But for some reason, the flex of the plate and the fact you can really use all the flex of the shoe for those fast paces just makes sense. And yes, it would be a very good option. What's your next goal in terms of races? So in early November, there are the Duathlon World Championships for standard distance. The one I did in September were the long distance. There's also the medium distance, and standard distance in terms of Europe national championships, EU championships, and world championships. But for these type of races, I need to be selected by the national federation, the French Triathlon National Federation. I haven't been selected yet, and I'm not sure there are spots remaining. I'm training for this one because if I get a spot, they can reach out, send an email, say, hey, we have a spot for you. Do you want to race it? I want to be ready to do it. It's the first weekend of November, but I cannot be sure it will work. Other than that, I had both the half marathon and marathon on my radar in Valencia, but I'm training first of all for the duathlon, and then if it doesn't work, maybe I'll jump, last minute onto a final block of training for a marathon. I think I have the fitness to very quickly be competitive on the marathon. I think the half may be a bit trickier, but who knows. What else? I've been trying to buy the Deviate Elite, says Clash Gaming, but it says it's been sold out on the Puma website. Where can I buy it? It's a big bummer. I know. Puma, I don't know what happened. Did they produce too little quantities of it, not expecting it would work so well? Or have they been hit by COVID and the production lines of the Deviate Elite were shut in Vietnam? I don't know, but indeed, it's very tricky to get, and I'm in touch with Puma, to be honest. So I raised the issue saying, my audience on YouTube, on Instagram is asking, where can we get the Deviate Elite? What can we do about it? And they're not very transparent. I don't know what's going on. They told me about some release dates, some timelines, but right now, indeed, it's sold out. And I was a bit confused saying it's my favorite shoe for Q3 without being able to tell you, go try it, go buy it. But that's just being fair. It was my favorite shoe for Q3, I think, but and Alain, it's not the Deviate Nitro, it's the Deviate Elite. So indeed, the Deviate, you can get it, Deviate Nitro, you can get it pretty much everywhere you want. The Deviate Elite is sold out everywhere. Frankie is asking, a lot of people are using some Morten products, gels, drinks. Are you using them too? And what do you think about them? I'm using two things. I'm using the Morten products indeed. And I'm also using, I have it here, those gels from Precision Hydration called the Precision Fuel. So Robin, this is a little sneak peek if you're still here, Robin, for the Mega Gel review. The Morten products are very good, but this is for me, I think, even better if I can call it like this. Why am I mixing the two? Because I was used to using the Mortons and I still have some good experience with them in terms of digestion, and I want to be on the safe side, so I haven't raced, for instance, the 8-hour race in Zofingen, the long distance duathlon world championships. I mixed the two, and I was going on a very high level of carbs, 120 grams per hour, so I needed to take a lot of gels, and I didn't want to risk too much taking only those, but I think next time I'm just going to use these. Mortons are fine. This, in my opinion, is Morton even better. And I don't have it here, but I think we may have for the channel a sort of discount code or whatever for you to try it if you want. I will put this in the Mega Gel review video, so you can just try it then, and you can try it now if you want. But I don't have the discount code to give you. But then I will share it with you, and I will explain also why it's better for me than Morton. But Morton is more than fine for sure. That's my answer, Frankie. Do you think that the Adidas Pro 2 is an improvement over the first version? I find the OG slightly faster. The original one was maybe slightly faster. I do agree. Now the one I ran in today, actually, the Adidas Pro 2, I have it here. This shoe. I think is maybe a bit more comfortable, if that makes sense. The first one was a bit, minimalistic in some aspects. Here I really like the heel counter, and overall I think the ride is maybe a bit better, but indeed less fast. I do agree. Also says Clash Gaming, I'm training for a half marathon in November and a full in January. What is the best shoe to race these two events in and train in? So you want just one shoe, Clash Gaming, just to confirm, you want one shoe to train and race those two events with. Please confirm that, and I can maybe try to give you an answer. Let's maybe unbox the shoe I have here. If you want, we can do that right now. Let me know in the comments. Do you want to unbox the shoe now, or yes, unbox? Okay, so Clash Gaming is confirming one shoe for training and racing. Endorphin Speed could be a very, very solid option. Adidas Boston 10 could be a good option as well for training and racing, depending on what type of ride you're looking for. But Boston 10 and Endorphin Speed are shoes that can be used for training and racing for half marathon and marathon distance. Depends also on the time you're shooting for, but something like the Nova Blast, I'm just gonna say it, something like the Nova Blast can be also a good training shoe, and then you can use it for racing, but that's maybe depending on the times you're shooting for. Running and keto diet, says IP, no gels, living on very little carbs. The science is showing that you need tons of carbs at certain levels of exhaustion, or not exhaustion. At certain levels of intensity, you need lots of carbs to perform at the best, especially when you don't have much fat on your body, and I don't have a ton. So I'm just reading the latest science, and keto has some keto diets have some great aspects to them, but you kind of to perform at least at the very best level, you need to have both a very good fat oxidation mechanism for sure, but also a very good ability to consume lots of carbs to fuel your body in terms of glycogen. So the two are correlated, in fact. I will unbox. I'm just trying to see if I haven't missed a question. Caffeine gels or normal gels, both. I'm using Morton's, both the normal version and the caffeine and the caffeine versions. So both are fine, but you need to train for that as well. Depends if your body is used to intaking caffeine. All right, unboxing the shoe. So this is a shoe coming from Top for Running. You know Top for Running, our EU partner. And Andy, if you're still here, Top for Running will be in the UK very soon. So I think for people in the UK, many of you are from the UK here on the channel, Andy in particular, but maybe some other people still here are from the UK. Top for Running will be in the UK very soon, which means you will be able to use the fantastic discount code that I'm sharing with you quite often in the UK. And just so you know, I'm being transparent in the videos, but good to reiterate that in the live stream. This really helps the channel, in fact. I'm not very transparent on this, but I'm of course investing some money in the channel, in the equipment, in the shoes, and so on. So when you get your shoes with a discount code, you actually get a benefit because they're cheaper for you. But I also get a small commission. So that's to be very transparent with all of you. So 2 options here. I don't know which of the 2 options will be in the box, but I know the 2 options, the 2 different shoes that were sent to me. And sorry, this will be noisy maybe. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the box so you can guess the brand and try to guess the shoe. Here you go. Do you see the box and can you guess the brand? People familiar with shoe boxes will know which brand this is, and then try to guess the model. We need a minus 25% code from our favorite channel to buy some VaporFlies. I will try to negotiate that with Top for Running, frankly, but I highly doubt it's gonna be the case. However, some shoes are already highly discounted on Top for Running, and VaporFlies are among them. So just try to find in your size a VaporFly already discounted, and you can use the discount code on top of that. ASICS, yes, ASICS in the house. Indeed, here you go, the box of ASICS. Do you have the model? Metaspeed Edge, guys. I would love to have the Metaspeed Edge, but it's not. By the way, if the Metaspeed Edge is available in your country, sort of wherever you live is not true, because I would rather not import it from, I don't know, Argentina or Indonesia, but even there, you can shoot me a message. If it's available in your country, let me know. I'm ready to pay for that shoe because I really want to try it, and I really want to compare it against the Sky. So no Metaspeed Edge. One of those trail shoes. Interesting. Magic Speed, no. Magic Speed was reviewed on the channel. Nova Blast 3, no. I'm not that high in ASICS books, Andy. Sorry, I think some people may get it before me. All right, do we see it? Okay, I think we see it here. All right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay, interesting game. Can you guess the shoe just based on what you have here on your screen? That blue thing. And there's, I think, another color right here. Can you guess the shoe just based on that? I'm just gonna check the colorway because I'm quite curious, but I'm waiting for your okay. The colorway I think is quite nice. I like the colorway, and I think just to give you a hint, this is gonna be a good competitor against the Salomon S-Lab Pulsar. Yes, it's the Fuji. Well done, Marcus. Sorry, it's the Fuji Light 2. Here you go. Whoa. Nice. So first of all, thank you Top for Running for sending the shoe for my review. I'm gonna show it to you like this. What do you think of the colorway? What do you think of this shoe? Here it says Fuji Light. What do you think, guys? Is it a shoe that was on your radar? Is it a shoe that was interesting for all of you for me to review? I'm trying to, play a bit with it right now. So it has some decent torsion. Oh, the logs are very interesting. The logs look very similar to the Trabuco Max that I reviewed on the channel, and nice. Flight Foam midsole. It's quite lightweight. If you want, I can weigh it, but it's quite lightweight. It's not crazy light. It's not Pulsar light, sorry. But definitely, the heel counter is very stout. Quite plush in terms of tongue. Nice. And I must say, I like the colorway, which is not necessarily super relevant, but it's always fun to run in shoes that look nice. Okay, I'm very excited about this one. No promises in terms of review timeline. As you may have understood, I'm a bit struggling with all the projects and videos, but yeah. So what do we have? The Edge is available in the States. Okay, interesting. Can you send me a link, Clash Gaming? Wait, we can wait. So okay, Schlossstadt Leoferin is saying ran yesterday in them. She loves them, and women colorway is different. it's the Fuji Light. It's the Fuji Light IKEA edition. This is good. This is great. La pizza de famille. This is very good. This is very, very good. So I think you all know IKEA, but IKEA is that big brand of furniture everywhere around the world. I think in Europe and in the US, I know it exists. And indeed, it looks a bit like IKEA colors, Swedish colors. This was very good. Alain is saying superb shoe, seems very fast with a reasonable drop. Robin says, I don't run trails. Robin, I do not really run trails either. I train sometimes like 5% of the time on light trails, like packed gravel, So you won't see on the channel some of the very aggressive, very specific trail shoes, but some hybrid shoes like the Pulsar, like this, like another shoe that I'm super, super, super excited about that is arriving, but is somewhere stuck in customs or wherever. You will see more of those hybrid shoes, which I think are relevant because it's like a third category, road trail and hybrid shoes that you can really, some people call them go-to trail shoes. Or, you leave your house in the city and then you go to the trails. Hybrid shoes, I call them. So Robin, maybe it's relevant for you if seen as hybrid shoes. It's light, it's bouncy, makes a little noise on the streets, which I sometimes like for trail shoes to be very smooth on the trails and then go out in the city or back in the city from the trails and have a bit of noise. Just after like those big hikes in the mountains, you have the walking shoes, the hiking shoes. Stepping lively on the ground. Always love that feeling. I don't know you, but that's it. I think the Fuji Light 2. I'm excited about it, and the other shoe coming from Top for Running is also very cool. So stay tuned for that. Maybe I will unbox it in the next live stream. Next Sunday, I'm not sure I'm gonna do one, but maybe we'll try one in the week. I don't know if people here watching would be happy to join during the week time. Next weekend we'll be in Paris for the Paris Marathon. My girlfriend Mary is racing it, as you all know. So no live stream on Sunday for sure. Maybe I'll do one before or after next weekend to maybe unbox shoes, but that's not the only thing we can do. Chat, we can figure out a subject, training, nutrition oriented type of live stream, and then take any questions you have as always. If you have extra questions now, please let me know. I'm gonna put the shoe aside and drink a bit. But if you have extra questions, we should weigh it. Correct. Let's do that. Let's weigh the shoe. Gotta get to the fridge shop, says Schloss. I don't know if that refers to me or you, but the French fries shop here in Brussels indeed are a big thing, as you know. They're called French fries, but Belgian people would tell you they're from Belgium. I'm French, so I'm calling them French fries. I'm sure they're from France, but yeah, just little jokes. Let's weigh the Fuji Lights very quickly, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, I'm putting it on the scale right now. Okay, it felt way lighter in the hands than the number I have on my scale right now. This is my US size 11 EU45. And just so you know, the Pulsar, still in that same size, US 11 EU45, was 200 grams or 202, something like that. And this felt quite light. Can you guess the number I had on my scale? 260, no, a bit heavier than that, Alain. It was a bit heavier. I don't remember, I think the Tribuca Max, which is, way more ultra oriented than this was in the 330s, 340s. This one was 291. 286, very good guess, IP. 291 for this one. So, you know, it's not super heavy, right? For a trail shoe especially, with all that grip and those lugs on the outsole. You can check it because I spoke about it, but I haven't shown it to you like this. You have some good, you know, good lug depth indeed. Yeah, that's it for the weight. That's it for the Fuji Light 2 from ASICS. Again, thank you Top for running. I think in the description of the live stream you can find the link. But otherwise, just check the Instagram account or wherever else you can find the link and the discount code. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Thanks a lot for tuning into the live stream. Q3 carbon data time that released yesterday. And thanks for all the questions about Q1 and Q2 shoes. We'll do a big video at the end of the year for sure. And maybe another live stream this week or the next one in you know, weekdays later in the evening. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. As always, enjoy your run tonight if you're in Europe, or today if you're still in the US. Enjoy your ride if you're going on the bike. I may still do a little bike ride tonight. Not sure if I have time, but so many things happening today, so I had to adapt a bit. And go beyond your limits. I'll see you guys in the next one. And this time, I think I know where is the button to quit the live stream. All right, bye-bye.